on him. I'm not saying that he can't play these champions. I'm saying the team looks so much more.
Começou!
Put him on a playmaker, please. They're not gonna do it, are they?
Yeah, no, they're not.
Caraca, gostei dessa transição, mano.
But, you know, we can always complain.
We should have like a little button we can press where it's just like, you know, we like you have to play a playmaker, you know? I would love to have that button.
That sounds like fun content.
Yeah.
So we've had Varus banned away.
Why don't we decide the drafts?
Yeah, we should.
Caraca, tô em cima dos piques e bans.
Taken away.
Eu falo pra vocês, galera. Pop e Karma.
Lucian being banned away might just be good for FearX.
E Kalista.
Makes a lot of sense, as Bull had a really solid game on that.
They banned the Senna.
Toma mais um, então, essa transição.
Hannah Senna. He's played it
Mais uma, mais uma, mais uma. Só pra gente ver.
games, but I think in this meta they would have picked it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. Oriana's still open and available.
A última, guys, a última.
Pretty heavily before.
No?
But they're looking towards the
Tá, legal.
Okay.
Legal. Ficou top. Oh, falando nisso, guys, quem viu o meu vídeo, vou deixar aqui, vou fazer a minha divulgação também, né, guys?
Yeah, I mean, if you're...
O vídeo da minha identidade visual, do anúncio da minha identidade visual, vou mandar aqui no chat, guys. Quem puder dar aquela fortalecida, né, dar aquela comentada, aquele retweet, aquele like, tá ligado? Mandar pros amigos, mandar pra vovó. Maneiro, legal? Dar aquele elogio da hora. Easy. Assim, nem vi o resto do draft, mas aqui eu achei que a comp da FearX ficou melhor, né?
I think Oriana, or you could just go for, because it's Lee Sin again, Sejuani is going to be swapped over to. He's played it once to a loss. His Lee Sin is 4-0, but he says no, Sejuani.
Yep, obviously has a lot of bulkiness. That's quite hard to cut through.
Você e o teu cu fizeram as pazes, galera. Foi apenas uma falta de comunicação. O francês dele não estava nos melhores, o português não estava nos melhores. A gente se entendeu errado, entendeu? Mas eu e meu mano Tokuli somos fechadão. Apenas um mal entendido, guys. Apenas um mal entendido, guys.
Also available, could just pick up the jungler here.
Yeah, helps control against flanks with the saplings and just the CC potential.
Ah, cara, olha vocês, velho. Olha vocês só falam merda, mano. Tá bom, galera, tá bom. Fiquei com medo, porra. Ele fica nesse negocinho de ser homem frágil, mas ele é, porra. Cara, ele é, mano, ele é bandido.
I don't think you have a great ball delivery now.
Olha aí, tô leve.
It's going to be hard to have a good ball delivery in the support role because you need to match the range of Ashe Jhin. So I think having the long range Shui for Bulldog could make a lot of sense. You could easily just snipe an Ashe from 17 screens away or whatever the range is on his.
Is there any world where the Hui goes bot? I mean, I know Bulldog loves his Hui.
It's definitely a potential flex, but I don't expect it to.
Eu gosto desse Rui, hein, mano. O Rui é roubado. Guys, vamos mudar de assunto, guys. Vamos mudar de assunto. Vamos falar do Zal. Parece o Alistar ultado. Ai.
Way is a lot more skill shot reliant, and as much as Quantum had a great debut game one,
Ooh.
a lot of pressure to put him on in this game too. We've seen a lot of bans come out. Some sort of bans directed towards closer with the Yone Yasuo.
Não, mas ó, galera, caducou. O do Zal caducou já, guys. Passou 7 anos o do Zal. Caducou.
Ignoring the K'Sante.
It's time for Blitzcrank. Let's see it.
Respectable option.
I mean, what are you going to put with this thing? I think they're definitely going to save. You could also just pick Asante here, especially with Aatrox bans. And Pike. Whoa.
Meu Deus,
And
Spike
Scott,
EZ.
go ahead from CV Max.
Legal,
It's gonna
mano,
be a
legal.
big pick.
Tem chance de matar bastante bot EZ, bem forte early
game
game.
in the LCK.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think it's a very high risk, high reward pick because you basically need to constantly be aggressing on the enemy bot lane and finding opportunities to all in. Because anytime you're not, you're kind of just getting pummeled. And FearX are going to do the bold strategy of picking Cassante.
Mano,
Yeah, so pretty
Mano.
comfortable. They slot well into the composition. You have a really strong front
a
line.
comp da
A lot of
esquerda tá
backline power, a lot
muito
of safety
boa,
for your
mano.
ear, so you can direct more attention to keeping your Ashe Jhin safe.
Tirando o
CV
Jhin.
Max is like, we're sending it. We're sending it. I don't care.
Meu
We're
Deus,
sending
Garen do
it
Dudu.
in this draft. And he's playing Garen. Dude
Cara,
is coming out here.
Yeah, so this was talked
legal,
about
mano, legal.
ages ago, back when Cassante first came in the meta. I don't know if you know there was an
Galera, pra quem não tá
player
sabendo, o
in
Cassante
the,
contra Garen, o Cassante não pode ultar o Garen, porque senão ele fica miado e ele toma o... Demassa!
And the thing is, the
E morre.
silence is so good against Cassante, but also when Cassante ults, he obviously gets low, which just means you can ult him and do like 2,000 true damage to one-shot him. So it's actually a good matchup. Whether it's going to play out here favorably, I don't know, but...
Toda vez que o Garen matar nesse jogo, eu quero spam de Demacia no chat, tá? Ah, sei que vai ter spam sim, de Demacia.
That's actually a pretty good pick. I don't think Garen is, it should be, like, let's be real, there are better picks, right? But in this case specifically, yes. Maybe not for our feelings, but for the game.
Mas não pode ser sempre, guys, senão zica.
Pike is definitely the big question mark for me. We saw this played into T1 by DK. It fell so hard on its face.
Yeah.
It went through the ground.
Yeah.
Came out the other side. So we're gonna need to see a better performance.
Honestly, I feel like Garen is going to be very hard for them to handle if he gets ahead. Like, he can shake off CC with his W, shake off damage.
What are Jhin Ash gonna do against that?
Yeah, no kidding, so... it's Dudu's chance.
Será que esse Rui é brabo
The Durant
ou
comes
não?
out here for game
Será que é o Rui
number
do
2.
Brucer
Let's talk about
ou é
the
um Rui ruinzinho? Tomando mal cai, velho.
How sick is that Garen skin, by the way?
It's
Rare
pretty good.
that we get to appreciate
You know-
Garen skins.
You know what's even sicker than that?
What?
It's the first time that Garen has ever been played in the LCK. After 12 years,
Rui é roubado,
it's
velho.
finally played first time.
Well, I guess because we were talking about the record for like longest time
Garen de Ignite
since
e Peninha,
it's
guys.
played.
Roubado,
I
velho.
guess first time being played ever.
Nossa, esse Garen vai voar na cabeça do Jhin, velho.
It's a whole different category.
Yeah.
Ó, bot lane, os dois com Doran Blade, legal.
It's quite sizable.
E é bom que eles ficam bem mais fortes, né? Não
He's also got
tem
some
tanto
pretty
a
cool
win
armor.
no Pike.
You know, I really wasn't that sold on Quantum Freecs composition.
Legal,
I
gostei,
really
mano.
looked in the Garen, and now I'm like,
Gostei
you know
bastante
what?
da comp da
That was
Fox
perfect.
aqui, guys.
Let it-
Agora só tem que ver se esse Pike não vai
let
matar
this guy
bot.
go.
Yeah, he's going to the top lane, don't worry.
Yeah.
Nossa, tá...
Got a
Caraca.
phase rush as well, going fast. Okay, this is where I saw the problems arise. But Quantum went bone plating as well.
Yeah.
Not how much value you gonna get off that.
Nossa, já usou barrier, mano. Legal.
Secure the trade.
Mano, o Pike cura muito. Olha isso, cara. Ele tomou muito dano e olha quanto que ele curou.
All-in potential. Very nice. You got Garen Pike. You're going to be looking at dive bottom lanes. Or back lines, I should say. But also the bottom lane.
Yeah.
The issue is that your laning phase is...
Quero saber a build do Jhin. O que o Jhin vai fazer aqui, guys? Letality? Acho que Letality, né?
Yeah, winning lane.
O Rena tem cara... O Rena, ó, pensa. O Rena, como ele é jogador de solo kill, ele faz Letality solo kill. Então ele vai fazer Letality aqui. Faz todo sentido isso na minha cabeça.
We'll get confirmation on that, but it looks like FearX's strategy of winning lane so far seems to be playing out well. They're not having...
Garen não faz tanque não, guys.
But at least Ezreal
O Garen aqui vai fazer full dano. É só a Seju. A Seju assim mata, pô. Se o Azir não mata a Seju, para de jogar de Azir. Nossa, é o Azir do Closer, meu Deus.
essentially.
Eu esqueci desse detalhe, guys.
Even leave him alone if you really want to. That looked kind of like that was so close to hitting both of them. Somehow it hit neither.
Yep. Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, ideally we want to see Cuz try and find a gank angle. Quantum's already clearing this.
Guys, esquece tudo que eu falei, guys.
Against Ashe with the vision control she provides.
Eu agi do closer.
But as soon as you start burning summoners from header and execute, that's where you look to snowball. It's not even just about the gold, because I think if you manage to land your full combo as Pike, you have.
Caraca, o cacete farmou bem ali debaixo da torre, hein, mano. Bem. O clear.
But getting the summoners down is a big difference maker. It's just gonna make your life 10 times easier.
What does Cassante do if
Where's the
he's
counterplay?
silenced?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's getting spun on. Garen's LCK debut.
About time.
Welcome.
Cara, nunca teve Garen na LCK, é
We
isso?
didn't get any with the Garen Yumi meta.
Yeah.
Like we didn't get a single.
Nem na época do Garen Yumi?
I honestly respect.
Yeah.
No one wanted to see that. This is how you play Garen. You're not simply a
É
vessel
nesse
carrying
split?
a small cat. You're your own
Não,
person.
galera, tava falando na primeira vez em 12 anos ali. Eu entendo um pouco de coreano.
In this case, yes.
Eu acho que é a primeira vez mesmo. Tanto que o...
And I mean, this lane it's going kind of as expected. They've almost
Fake
got
já
a
jogou de
play
Garen?
that
Acho que
could be
não,
putting a little
velho.
bit more pressure.
Na LCK,
I
não.
think something that could have been a cool adaptation. You know how we've seen like the support items start and then you recall and get. Sorry, not the non-support
Mano, que
items
loucura.
start,
Foi
you start,
a
like,
primeira
Garen
vez
item,
em
then you
10
activate the
anos
support
do
item.
Ramos.
That could have
A
been
primeira
really
vez do
tight,
Garen em
like,
12
get
anos.
Garen shield and just kind of shake off all the poke. I
Então
mean,
foi
it's
onde no
okay
Brasileirão?
against the poke so far, regardless.
Mundial, MSI, tem outros campeonatos.
You actually see that's what the opposite side have done. FearX have gone double
Cara,
down
olha a
today.
diferença.
And
Gumayushi Keria,
the reason why that works
de
so
Jin
well is
Ashe.
Doran's
Quanto
way
de
is
farm
so
teria o EZ,
connected,
guys?
just makes it harder to find those all-in angles.
Fala a
When they
verdade.
do go for the recall, you'll see execute, pick up the support item. Part of the reason this became a strategy was
Eu
because
chuto uns
the
10.
fear stack comes in so late. You don't actually miss that much in terms of the goal generation.
Yeah. By the way, guys.
Execute, you do need to
O EZ tá ganhando no farm.
Yeah. Wait. Why didn't he
Ah, dudes.
get it?
O Jin não vai fazer letality contra Garen, contra Sejuani.
Next back.
Next back. Okay.
Next back.
So the only champion now that hasn't been.
Sabe por que cabra caga redondo?
Do you think we're gonna see Briar anytime soon?
I don't know. We gotta change this to make a Bruiser build a bit better, but I feel like she's a bit. I feel like she's a good noob stomper.
Yeah.
Is how I view this.
Entende nem de merda, vai entender de Jin, porra.
And just charges at you, but I think if she falls behind, she's useless. And I don't.
Ó, Nikoloff veio com a info. Vi aqui no gol.gg e só teve Garen na série de promoção da LCK. Pra LCK em 2020. Na LCK mesmo nunca teve. Da hora.
Alongside a Willer. Saw Willer first. I thought maybe they were trying to bait that one into happening, but Cuz is here as well and just providing some support to this bottom lane. Trying to maybe get in range here as Quantum's not going to hit that hook. Also dodging the roots. He'll be just fine.
Não, mas agora, sério, sem zoar, eu achei a comp da Fox muito boa, mano. Se vão ganhar o jogo aí, mano. Né?
Stop the enemy jungle from interrupting. Oh.
Okay, gonna be rooted up here as Quantum.
Legal. Nossa, o Jin tá de... Porra, era muito fácil saber se ele ia fazer letality ou não. Ele tá de colheita sombria,
Yeah,
guys.
not sure how that works.
So they've gotten a plate, they put on pressure, yes, but they're not denying CS and they're not winning lane per se.
Maybe Henna ran out of ammo, you know? I don't know.
Cadê o item de sup da Ashe? Ela tá demorando pra pegar. Faz sentido, né? Mas eu acho que ela demorou demais. Passou um pouco da conta. É que ela deu bem e não tinha ainda Gold. Acho que ela comprou Salong. Agora ela comprou.
He's really fast.
Yeah, that's nice. But his ult actually does just so
Mas tá bom, né? Não morreu.
damage.
Não morreu na lane contra a Pyke, já tá bom já. Escala melhor. Controla a visão, tem ult, mais útil. Tá torcendo pra quem, cara?
They're in here right on that blue spot.
Ainda não tô torcendo pra ninguém não, tá? Mas
Probably.
Yeah.
But
eu estou aberto a torcer pra Fox.
Quantum's going
Preciso
for a
ser
little
convencido.
walk. He has run straight into execute.
E vai tomar, tá?
Gonna try to kite him out here.
E vai tomando.
Rocks,
E tem...
Quantum on
Ai,
vision,
tinha
but
visão.
Not gonna continue going on to that as Closer does back.
Que isso, a ward? A ward?
there's a control ward.
Não achou, meu Deus. A
Now I have to
ward.
support him. It has come through. Took a little while.
Yeah. That's fine. He'll just build it up a little bit later than normal.
Caçante tá com farm igual do Garen. Guys,
I like the way that Quantum is playing this. Like, he's taking some damage, but he doesn't really care because he's always looking for opportunities. And the second that Deadly Flourish comes out, he just dodges it. Execute is not going to land an arrow.
Well, okay. Let's assess the situation. You delayed your support item quite by a while, so you're down in terms of that. You've gotten one plate, great, but you're actually down in farm from the Jhin to the Ezreal. This hasn't worked out perhaps as well as I think they'd intended. It looked good when they were like harassing them, but this Pyke is kind of just brushed off the damage.
Cuz sees Willer, and he is attacking him quite a lot as they're trying to fight over the blue buff here. Cuz now in a bit of trouble.
First blood.
Sleep comes in, he flashes, but it doesn't matter. Kill goes to Jhin as Willer will be taken down here by the likes of Bulldog. But a nice little skirmish in the enemy jungle here for FearX.
Yeah, I mean, this is the power of this bot lane, is you don't even really need to be there to contribute. Jhin's just so far away, connecting with the ult on top of the Maokai.
guys.
Didn't have the ult as well, otherwise it could have been more, but good first game.
Guys, carinha do 2-1. Pra qual lado eu não sei, mas aqui...
Also looked like Cuz kind of opted into that one. And he was going pretty far into the river and then kind of got caught out. Closer got there slightly ahead of Bulldog, which, I mean, he's Azir into way, so it's not to be too unexpected. How do we feel about Ezreal on this patch?
You know, I feel like the other casters, like Mao said he really likes him. It feels like he's really strong. I'm not
Guys,
you know, I know they gave him some big
eu sou
buffs,
maluco?
which were nice to, like, his
Eu não
nature,
sou.
but I feel like his
Eu tô
itemization
cantando a bola do
is
draft já tem um
and
tempo. O
particularly,
draft
like, in
tá
pro play
bom.
specifically, we're seeing so
Pegaram
many times, like,
Drake.
the composition he has to cut through. And bear in mind, like, Sorelda's got mega nerfed for non-lethality champions. The percentage armor pen scales with lethality, and Ezreal doesn't build lethality. You also don't have the slower every health level, it's only under 50%. I think that really hurt him. Some builds have even been going like LDR instead, but you also end up less ability haste for that build, so yes, the buffs were nice, but I just think with the amount of tanks we're seeing in the LCK, I feel like he might struggle in the later stages. Is my view.
Yeah.
But Mao thinks he's big boom boom down.
Now being Chronicler.
Yeah, oh, sorry, yeah. Chronicler's like, but
Ele
look how much
pega um
damage
daninho
he
bom
does
no
with
Pyke,
the
hein?
WR. I'm like, that's true.
He does a lot of damage.
And in this game, I'm sure what will happen, because I've said this, he'll land a WR onto like the Ashe and one-shot them. And everyone will be like,
They look insanely broken.
and I'll be like, well, don't I look stupid? And Chronicler will be at home laughing.
O que a PEN amassaria essa KDF é brincadeira? Será?
Sacrificing his health to make it happen, but just the combo of the Azir damage and the Jhin
Nossa, pior que aqui,
connecting,
mano.
it-
Isso aqui foi muito bom,
Not sure
velho.
what happened to Quantum there. He was kind of in the front. He was level 5. He didn't even have his ult. Kind of just got caught out. And it's almost like collateral damage, you know.
Pyke
Isso é um
is such a
micro-ondas,
weird
velho,
one,
Cadu.
because this champion is simultaneously actually very hard to kill and also super squishy and gets one shot. Like, he's so slippery, you put damage into him and then he heals it back up very quickly, but if you do hold him still for like a second or two, he just pops, so...
Yeah. Maokai feels pretty good. into
Nossa,
that.
Maokai aqui parece muito
Yeah,
forte, velho.
imagine.
Sério
Maokai
mesmo.
pretty good in the Pyke.
Ele ulta. Quem tanca esse ult dele, velho?
Yeah. Jhin Maokai
Nem a Sejuani tanca
still
direito. Vai morrer pro
really
ult do
strong.
Jhin. E pro Azir batendo.
Yeah, it's a solid combo.
O Garen tanca? Com bota de attack speed rushando Navori ali? Sei lá o que ele tá fazendo, quebra passos.
Ezreal is very
Esse
strong
tanca
at
não,
running
guys.
under turret, even early on, because you can just queue the back minions that can get not low enough for an auto. But yeah, I mean, Bull's still ahead by 1. Still trying to keep that slight little advantage he's got going. As Quantum clears out everything alongside of Bull and Cuz.
Ele tomou um segundo de R se ligar o W.
Yeah, you can see them trying to
É, mas ele vai tomar o W um segundo, aí vai tomar o W do Jhin, ult do Jhin, flecha da Ashe.
Cryo has been achieved by close and he just kind of walks down. Oh,
Quantum looking for it.
Nossa, que passinho. Ai, se pega. Morreu, hein? Morreu. Tem como sair, não. Morreu os dois. Sejuani tempo. Aquele da pontinha.
that could have been so bad, but because just takes no damage. Obviously, the ult for the Jhin doing a lot more the lower health you are, so definitely Cuz saving his bot lane there. And FearX, see this as a sign that they can go for the dragon. I think it's pretty valid.
Tipo, nesse jogo, as condições da Fox já melhoraram muito comparado do primeiro, tá ligado? Ninguém aqui precisa ganhar muito a lane. Ó, tô ganhando bot, normal, sem jogar muito, tá ligado? Tô ganhando bot assim, né? Farm atrás, mas tá ganhando, tá puxando a wave, tá pegando o Drake. O jungle é um jungle de teamfight que escala tanque, maneiro. Mid, escala por si só, é um Azir, vai tá bem. E caçante. Olha como é que o draft resulta num jogo muito mais tranquilo. Eles não precisam se afobar. Não precisa falar, caraca, tem que fazer play porque senão o jogo acaba. Estão suavinhos. Enquanto isso, no time da KDF, eles têm um Garen que, mano, precisa criar vantagem, senão ele cai. Fica muito fácil de matar ele na teamfight. Tem o Pyke, que precisa criar vantagem. Tem o EZ, que precisa jogar bem para ser útil, tipo, para dar dano.
By the way, guys, I got an update.
Caralho, Garen de Shojin, mano.
Wasn't just Briar, it was also Nefiri. Oh. So those two champs have not been played just yet.
The thing is though, right, they're new champs, okay? Those champs haven't been out for very long. Garen has been out for such a long time, and he's had to sit on the shelf.
Garen de
I think how many
Shojin,
new
guys.
champs have come out since then.
Yeah.
And Garen gets to see them having fun. And
Poor Garen.
He was left alone.
Very sad now.
Yeah. I actually think Nefiri, like, it's fluctuated because she's had some buffs and nerfs, but there was definitely one point where she was super broken, and I thought we would see her mid, but I think she might have been disabled at that point.
Yeah. Here comes Garen, spinning through the mid lane. TP's coming in, Maokai ultimate to deny, Jhin ultimate as well on the opposite angle. Sedge ult thrown into
Pegaram,
line, Execute taking quite a lot
ó o
of damage,
caçante.
nearly goes down, but does
Meu Deus, eu falei que o closer de Azir, ele é um criminoso.
This one is now. Dudu wants a little bit more. He's got Quantum nearby, but not quite enough damage to be put in onto either direction. As Crushing Wall does come down. And a hook, actually, this time from Quantum Ignite as well. Will he go for it? The answer is no. Oh, the snipe from Bulldog! It's perfect! Didn't need to go for it if Bulldog's gonna hit those.
The range on that ability still blows my mind
Guys.
every time I see it.
Aqui é dedo diff, guys.
That's good. Stop the back.
Yep, just be irritating, just be annoying. That's your goal.
Guys.
Not coming in with the ult, which I think makes sense. A lot of turnaround potential if things went wrong.
Estou sentindo minhas forças ir embora.
I'm just gonna state it. You know, I don't think we've seen Garen potential yet, but I am also ready for it.
I was so ready for him to do something.
He did cancel Hannah's ult.
Yeah?
Well, he didn't actually technically cancel it, but he walked at him and I made him cancel it.
That counts?
And then he silenced Cassante briefly. You know, who knows what Cassante would have done if he wasn't silent.
I mean, kind of true. I'm always scared.
Drakezinho bem gostoso aqui, tá? Drakezinho de fogo, bom pra duas comps. Muito bom pra essa orelha não, pra esse Ruei. E muito bom pro Azir também. O Jhin teve uma luck, né? Caçante, mano, a Ashe morreu ali só pro Ruei, velho. Cara, o Close jogou muito mal, velho.
So very nifty sort of movement there. And as you can see, Dudu does silence the Cassante.
Caçante.
And then watch for the grand finale here. Look at the range on this thing.
It's so long range. And it does so much damage.
Yeah. Okay, some more skirmishing. I knew FearX wouldn't sit still for this long. coming to game
É assim, o jogo ainda tá
Fire.
melhor pra
What kind of
FearX,
in
tá?
this game? Are we gonna see the Bloodsong Ash, or are we gonna see the Zack Ash, you know, for the more W poke? The answer is neither. We're gonna Slay Ash. It's
Yes.
Christmas themed. FearX wanna be zooming.
She does slow.
Dois Drake na frente, escalam melhor.
And also speed
A comp é bem melhor.
Okay.
That's an ult.
Just gonna press an R button, you know, why not?
Yeah.
Eu acho, particularmente, né? Agora, se vai ser dedo de
Not this
DQ,
time.
mas
Combo that
eu
with
acho a
some
comp
other
bem
stuff.
melhor.
You're gonna be dealing some
Nossa, ainda parou, ainda parou o B. Aqui é Free Drake. Soul Point aqui pra FearX,
especially
não?
when you hit them.
Yeah.
Vamos controlar a visão do bot.
Yeah.
Vamos pegar a torre do bot ali
Wei
primeiro.
is scaling up pretty
Eles pegam a torre do
well,
bot?
and
Não
is
pegam não.
closing up on the Seraphs, but isn't quite there. Should
O Jin
have
tem que
the
pegar level 11 pra essa
Golden
fight aí.
Dragon in 15 seconds, and it isn't Infernal. FearX
Wei
is
sem
tier 2.
ult.
So if Condor Freecs want to stop that, they need to cut it down. But also, the main thing is we have Infernal Soul, which means we have the
Mas o,
Sins.
o EZ tá passando mal ali no mid, velho.
They'll explode, the rings will come out like in Sonic, and it will be really enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what we need.
Luta, hein, guys? Luta, hein? Essa luta aqui decide tudo.
Absolutely. You know, there's a few people with like 8 or 11 around that sort of ballpark. No one's got a crazy amount.
Ooh, Cuz gonna
Meu
miss
Deus,
on
o
the
Sejane
ult
já
there.
errou o ult.
And, you know, zones them away. Good job. Sapling also somewhat doing that.
Se
Bulldog
pega o Rui ali, hein?
is a really important part of this Quantum Freaks composition right now.
Cara, o Rui não tem flash, velho. E a Ashe tem ult, cara. Por que ela não ultou o Rui? Quando o Rui caiu na trap?
You just snipe someone.
Nossa, mano, esse Rui tá todo cagado, velho. O Jin tá level 11, hein?
I honestly feel like the
Aqui é o ult do Maokai, ó. Ult do Maokai pegando geral. Pode ultar, Maokai. Ulta, Maokai.
Okay, he's gonna curve that one around.
Ultou.
Gets the Maokai ultimate out here as Jin ult nearly takes out Quantum, and now they're throwing everything into Cousin. He goes right into execute, just flashes away.
Saiu barato, hein?
Saiu
barato, não.
Mano,
Mano, a Ashe tá fazendo V9.
Looks like they should be able to secure this dragon.
Losing the Sejuani ult was a big hit and it really allowed FearX to be the one
É,
to
galera, a
engage.
comp tá falando mais alto,
They get the
mano.
jungler, they get the dragon, and
A
they'll
comp
look
tá
to
falando mais
explore
alto,
this
guys. Eu falei pra
tower.
vocês, é difícil jogar essa
So they're
comp,
trying to do
mano.
something, the poke doesn't connect from Bulldog and-
É muito range, cara. É Jin, é Ashe, é Maokai, é Azir. É muito range.
Oh.
Nossa, duas cabeçadas, velho. E vai cair T2, tá?
Decide drift, try and dodge the Ezreal fuse, you know? Second
Eu
time,
falei.
big win for FearX, you know? A kill.
Eu falei, guys. Eu falei.
And they have 0 void buffs. How do they manage that?
Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, so starts off with the Jinnel in a perfect spot. No one to interrupt it, chunks out Quantum, and then so much damage.
Nossa, e a Sejuani ainda cagou de sair viva, né? Tipo, sair viva ali no início, né? Porque chegou a morrer.
And then with the jungler down, they kind of have free reign to focus out the dragon.
Pike com EZ é bom? É, mano.
And that they do. Quantum Freaks don't stay around for too long.
Só não é melhor que feijão gelado, mano.
They're on now Infernal Soul points at this
But you know, we're still waiting
for the Garen moment.
for the Garen moment. Surely, you can't just pick this champion, go up 30 CS and do nothing all game. There's got to be a moment in this game where the Garen pops
Aquele
off.
feijão da direto da geladeira que você esquece de botar no micro.
Show us it.
Ai, só de...
He hasn't killed
Nossa, só de
Santé.
lembrar já me enjoa.
I'm not sure he's even used Ignite yet, if I'm gonna be honest.
You probably did at some point.
Well, maybe. But he's
Ai,
definitely
galera,
not
para,
used
sério,
it.
quase vomitei, mano.
He hasn't ulted yet.
Yeah, that's. I'm kind of.
You know how I was talking about the broken Garen ult?
Yeah.
Haven't
remember.
seen it.
Soon. Soon.
Yeah. I think, you know, despite
Eu sei,
what's
eu
happening,
equivoquei. Eu
even
falei,
Garen's
mas não era pra
top
ter
off, I
falado.
still think that Santé might be a bit better champ. You know, I'm ready to make that statement.
Ela com o Baron regaçou a Ashe, tadinha, mano. Perdeu metade da vida, velho. Ô, esse item do Jin é legal, né? Cara, que eu gosto desse item, mano. O Mejai AD. É o Mejai AD, não é?
Santé 2023? Don't struggle
Yes.
too hard. We'll just go with ballpark, you know, it doesn't need to be
Early
exact.
2023.
Yeah,
I wanna
something
say.
like that. I'm not even sure if Garen was 2010. It might be in 2009. God, I would do, you know, the little quiz game. What's it called? You know, we have to pick. You have to.
Walden.
Yeah, I I'd be feeling that right
O
now.
Ozzy tá muito forte, cara. A Ozzy tá level 15. Tem Liandre pra matar o Garen
Not so good at those.
e a Sejuani.
Well, FearX,
Cara,
2,000 gold
4
up,
levels
and
na
they have
frente
the
da
3
Sejuani,
items in
velho.
pocket. And
Essa Sejuani tá
they're stacked with the
molinha,
cinders,
molinha.
You know?
Moinha, moinha.
In a pretty good spot. You can see Cuz, considering Cuz had such a good game 1, kind of fallen off pretty hard in this game 2. And you know what's crazy? You know how Execute delayed his support item
Yeah.
till the second back, right? Quantum still hasn't completed his support item. At 23
Mano, o Garen não fez nada ainda no jogo, velho. E tá com bounce, tá?
I mean, that's
E
what
tá com
happens
bounce, tá com
when you're
270 de
playing,
farm,
you just
velho.
leave the lane.
Só que ele só precisa de uma play. Ele só precisa de um flash no Azir e um Demacia.
What actually
No.
the number he's on. Like even the passive gold just gets it eventually.
Yeah.
It must be close.
He's definitely pretty close.
Nossa, que dano é esse, velho?
33 cinders. That's the win
Pô, vou
call.
jogar de Garen hoje, velho, com essa build nova.
Come on, dude, there's one there.
There's one right
There's
there.
no way you can resist that.
And then when he gets that one, he's gonna see another one, and he never gets to go back.
That's insane. I could not do that. I could not. That takes so much willpower to recall next to one and not just slip it up.
Yeah. Oh, it's all about the timing, I guess. He wants to get to top lane right when that lane is crashing. But to be honest, I also would have not been able to.
Pior que eles spikeou agora, hein?
You could've just-
Vai ser só essa próxima fight no Drake, é tudo que a...
You know?
Mano, aqui é jeitinho da PEN de jogar. Sem fightar muito e só fighta nos Drakes. E aí o Carioca de Maokai ganha o jogo solo, porque o boneco dele é o mais roubado do mundo.
30 seconds. Corner Freecs
Tem gaming,
really
tá?
they're trying to get some control in the area, but the mid prio is so hard. You can see how many traps the Jin has.
Só que é PEN game style. A única diferença é que não tem o Titanzada pra fazer fight a cada 1 minuto de jogo. Enquanto o Jinquedo fala que não é pra fightar agora.
It's all good and fine.
He does run fast.
He does.
Oh, look at the Garen flank.
He's
Oh,
gonna
no.
clear out all the traps.
Nossa, o cara caiu em todas as traps. Mano,
All right, that's 3.
Yeah.
I see.
tá ruim aqui já, hein, mano.
Yeah.
He's clearing a control wall.
Nossa, tá horroroso aqui, velho.
There's a turret there, guys. Bulldog
Meu
really
Deus,
died
quase morreu pra
to-
torre, velho. Nossa, tá horroroso pra,
Okay, recall now.
pra KDF, guys. Aqui é alma, tá?
Be quick, be quick, be quick, be quick.
Vai ter que jogar muito o Cuz.
Someone put a ward down for him.
I mean, you can't give up
Pior
the
que
Infernal Soul.
eu tô com medo desse Garen, hein,
At this
mano.
point, Quantum
Esse Garen vai
Soul
fazer acontecer,
I don't
guys.
know about that one. That TP is pretty far away.
He's long range though.
Okay, nice amount of damage. Flank is coming in, but
Dragon?
guys,
Garen?
Infernal Soul.
Garen só morreu,
He's
velho.
gonna be swept up and
Look at him
he is going to spin away and three
Nossa,
people
o
get
caçante,
left
o
behind
caça...
the top
GG, guys.
as, the 2023
E toma na balinha.
team pretty strong.
Tem que acertar.
This ball is
Tem que
going to
acertar.
be not sniped. He does flash anyway. As Infernal Soul goes the way of FearX and
Ah!
down will go to Closer, who just
Toma.
assassinates him in the jungle.
WQ Flash.
Still
Nem sei se é esse combo, mas é assim.
Assessment after that one.
Não dá não, guys. A comp foi muito diff, guys. Ninguém jogou mal aqui. Aí foi comp diff, mano. Sem sacanagem.
Oh, he's gonna south the back. Yep.
That is
Ah.
very rude.
He did have to. Okay, well. All right, it's the second game in the LCK. Come on. He's trying his best.
This is a lesson you learn game 2, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure Barrel's done this
Precisei
enough
pegar um ar,
times to
mano.
learn.
O Eric
Yeah,
Cat.
so they kinda just-
O Eric Cat com certeza passou em Salvador com esse Pike, mano. Mano, eu tenho o poder de zicar. Eu já entendi que eu tenho o poder de zicar. Eu falei, ninguém jogou mal. E ele me ouviu.
You know, I said that they would struggle to deal with this Garen. I think 5 people hitting the Garen is definitely sufficient. And here, actually some not so hot ults from the Jhin, all 4 miss. But Closer just decides that he'll do it himself.
Jogou bem aqui o Closer, velho.
Quite the burst.
Yep.
Didn't need Lich Bane for that.
5-0 is here, doing pretty
Foi
good.
Baron, né?
Okay, well,
Nossa,
we're
vai cair
going
tudo.
for
Aí eles vão pegar Inhib, mano. Olha eles pingando já no Inhib.
and
Eles vão trocar por
bot.
tudo, filho. Foda-se.
FearX have Baron.
Pode pegar CT2, vocês calam menos.
The ult.
Nossa, vai parar o B de quem?
Yes, it will.
Nossa, é Inhib aqui. Double Inhib.
Garen split
Vou
push
pegar
on
mid
bot.
também.
I mean, this was gonna go down anyway, right? They just gotta try to fight over mid, which
The
looks
Nexus
like
is going to
they
go down.
have
Nexus
tried
might
to
go down
for
anyway,
it.
so maybe they maybe they just
Just think about game 3, maybe.
You know, they are
É, galera.
the Garen, but they're like, you know what? Let him have fun.
All right, well, Cuz in a lot of trouble. And even the Sejuani, doesn't matter OP,
You
the
need to hit
tank
one of
items
these ults.
are going to be, he is still going to go down. And finally, Dudu has decided, well, maybe I should go back. As,
Oh, Garen!
huge!
He doesn't
Demacia!
even die! He doesn't even kill him!
Que passeio, velho. Que passeio.
Well,
Oh, the Garen.
they're trying to stop him on the Nexus.
Tadinho do
And
Garen,
the
faz
ultimate
nada,
still
velho.
alive for the way. This game is over.
Well, you saw it. The fierce
Caralho, que
and
stomp,
rapid
mano.
speed of Garen.
Que stomp, guys.
GG, 1-1. FearX gonna give themselves a second chance.
Yeah.
Cadê? Teve um maninho aí no chat que falou. Ah, dude, sei que. Muito obrigado pelos baicões.
FearX bouncing
Eu acho que a
as well.
KDF vai ganhar.
Compositional issues with Quandon Freecs. I mean, even ignoring the Garen, I think they were definitely going to struggle to cut through the tanks, but the setup for team fights was better, and the the Garen was just the icing on the cake, if I'm being honest. It was pretty funny.
Galera,
That was a great game of League of Legends. Very
a comp
enjoyable
tava
stuff.
muito diff, guys. Muito diff. Tipo, o que poderia acontecer?
You know, I also
O Garen
appreciate
poderia sair muito na frente no top e o Pyke podia sair muito na frente no bot, matando o bot. Essas duas possibilidades existiam. Quando isso não aconteceu, o jogo era todo a Fox. Porque teamfight e Drake, fight no Drake, não tinha como ganhar. E foi, a primeira fight que rolou no Drake foi aquela que a Sejuani morreu lá. E o jogo acabou.